Yo, what's up everyone? My name's Truth Hitman and welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of Rob Rat Gets Bodied by Truth Hitman. And it's all to do with Zechariah chapter 14 verse 4, where it talks about after God brings, gathers all the nations to fight against Jerusalem, he himself's going to come forth and fight against those nations. And then in chapter 4, in verse 4, it says, and his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives. Yeah, so it's all been explained in the first video. I asked Rob what it meant. What does he think it means by his feet? And when he broke it down, he was unable to prove that this part of the scripture was talking in a figurative sense or a symbolic sense. You see what I'm saying? So it's talking in a literal sense. Now, me personally, I don't claim to to have seen God or know God. I'm just dealing with the Bible. So don't get it twisted. Don't think that, just because the Bible may have contradictions in it, or, there's evidence that can be shown where man has tampered with the Bible, it doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. If there was no Bible, God would still exist. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just dealing with what's written here, right? And this is, look, let me show you it for yourself. Look, that's what it says. So Rob is saying that it doesn't mean in a literal sense, It means something else. Yeah, and let me tell you what again. Let me show you again in his own words. Look.
And I'd be like, and it says, and his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives. Okay. Now this dude's gonna say, you need to tell me the Most High has feet? Okay, this is how I know he's a heathen, a true heathen.
Alright.
That true heathen.
So,
okay.
Right, cool. So, I said to him, if it wasn't talking in a literal sense, what does it mean then when in Exodus chapter 24 verse 9 to 10, when it talks about, Moses went up, and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel, and they saw God of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of a sapphire stone, as it were, the body of heaven in its clearness. Now, when you take the word saw, S-A-W, it's a verb, it's a doing word. They didn't see a vision. It wasn't talking in a figurative sense or a symbolic sense. It says they saw the God of Israel. Okay? Okay, now let me see if I can get another scripture. Nope, let's go back. Boom, boom, boom. So that's Exodus. And let me go to Exodus 33. Alright. Exodus 33, 1 second. Exodus 33, 22 to 23. Now look what it says here. Right, because it's not talking in a literal sense, he says. Okay. Check this out. This is God talking to Moses, look. Exodus 33 verse 22 to 23. And it shall come to pass, while my glory passeth by, that I will put thee in a cleft of the rock, and will cover thee with my hand while I pass by. And I will take mine hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen. Now you tell me what it means, if it's not talking in a literal sense. So, although people didn't see God's face, they saw his back parts, according to the Old Testament. Okay? Alright then, so what is Rob Rat talking about then, when he says it here? when he's talking here.
Let me find that. You're a true heathen, and I know because you can't even understand what this means. I'm only going to, because you a heathen, a Gentile, and I dislike your people, but I still need to show my brothers and sisters.
Listen to the ignorance coming out of this man. He's supposed to be a man of God.
Okay, I'm going to show you what this means. All right? But behold, the day of the Most High cometh.
All right, hold on. All right, we know that. All right, he's broke. If you go down to hold on. If you go to part 1 of the video, it will you'll see in it the breakdown, whatever. Okay, so I just showed you the scriptures where man saw God's back parts and everything else. So obviously it is what it is. Yeah, okay, I'm not interpreting it or whatever. I'm just exposing what it actually says, not what Rob thinks it says or what I think it says or our interpretation. It is what it is, and that's what it reads. Yeah, so anyway, in part 1 I showed you where, you know what I mean, I initiated a conversation that turned into a debate, and then, you know, Rob got all heated and he blocked me and everything else. Yeah, so, and then his friend come on. This is a guy now, his friend called OT Israelite. Are you white? Yeah, and then he goes on to say, so you're mixed. So this is what people do in a debate on social media. When you come with truth and they can't refute what you're saying, they get personal, and then they want to know what color you are or what your ethnic background is, because they want something to go on so that they can attack it and take the focus off the truth that you're coming with and focus on your color, your ethnic background, or your gender, or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And then it gets stupid. So so you're mixed, blah 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 blah. So anyway, this guy OT Israelite, he's trying to take up my man's argument and throw spanners in the works to what do you call it? You know what I mean, to help out Rob Rack, because, you know, both of them, Rob Rack is getting slaughtered here, and put him on the spot. Yeah. Okay, so this is OT Israelite. Look, Truth Hitman, what is the point of you? What is the point you trying to make about his feet? What are you trying to say or prove? Why is it so important? And I've responded, I've already proved my point concerning that part of scripture. It's important because it's there in scripture, and it is in union with Exodus chapter 24 verse 9 to 10, which contradicts this video where Rob gives his own definition on Zechariah chapter 14 verse 4. Case closed. You got bodied. End of. Finito. Look at his anger come out now. Look. Truth Hitman. You see what it says there. You mamza. We don't have to prove nothing to your... And you see it. Deuteronomy chapter 23 verse 2. You're not even allowed in the congregation, so leave your scriptures alone and kick rocks, you abomination. So you can see the filth coming out of their system, yeah? So I've responded, innit? Proverbs chapter 4 verse 24 exposes you. Isaiah 56 verse 3 to 8 proves you to be a liar. And Ezekiel chapter 47 verse 22 proves you're telling porcupines and spare rib lies. You got bodied again. LOL. And then I'll leave him with this video. This is a link that I left him with.
Again, gonna do another lesson here.
Okay, what does the word mamza really mean? Case closed. You know what I mean? They got bodied. It's not my fault they can't handle the truth. You know what I'm saying? Case closed. Peace.